Hi, I'm Phyllis, southernfrugal.com. I wanted to share this with y'all. Mr. Bucky bought me a copper chef skillet with the induction little cooktop. So he said, Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Birthday, and Happy Easter. And he presented me with this. So I have been cooking on it a little bit. I got it, I guess, a week or so ago. And for the induction little cooktop burner, of course, you have to have the special pots or cast iron. It works great with cast iron. So I have fixed fried biscuits, I fixed an omelet, and I fixed a hamburger using my little cast iron skillet. Anyway, here it is. He got that package where you get the induction burner with it, and you get the little vegetable steamer, and you have to put the little legs on it. And it's, of course, got the lid, which I really like the lid. And if you want to deep fry, he got the little basket, and it came with a little cookbook. And of course, it's got recipes like what you see on TV. Now, I'll have to show you this. All right, this is the part that is for the induction little cooktop. And the way you know that, this is a little magnet for the refrigerator. There's a little magnet. It sticks. All right, in the middle, it does not stick. On the sides, it does not stick, but this, it will stick in the middle. Now, on the cast iron skillet, even though I wasn't sure this would work, because you see, this is a very old cast iron skillet, and it's got a little bit of a rim there, and I thought it really had to sit flat, but I found out it doesn't. Here's my magnet again. So when you go to buy cookware for an induction cooktop, you need to take a magnet with you. So yeah, and it cooked great in this little skillet. I fixed a big steak burger in there, and me and Mr. Bucky divided it in half. It worked fantastic. I loved that. Now, on the skillet, my biscuits kind of slid to the side, so it's definitely kind of up in the middle. And if you look real close, you can actually see that kind of ring around it where this part that is good for the induction part, which is, of course, metal. It's interesting that it won't stick to the very middle of it, and it won't stick to the sides. It won't stick to the handles. Now, I cannot use any of my cookware that I currently have other than the cast iron skillets, and I've got 3 of them, so I can definitely use those. This is an stainless steel pot. It won't stick at all anywhere on the pot. Now, I thought it was very, very interesting that I've got a stainless steel little spoon holder, and watch this. Sticks perfectly to that. Perfectly. So what that tells me is these type pots have most likely got an inner core that's aluminum to cause it to have even cooking, because that's what aluminum will do. Now, none of my ceramic pots, of course, will work because they've got an aluminum bottom or an inner core. So, alright, so y'all probably watched my video when I bought the copper skillet. I bought it from Bed Bath & Beyond, and I did it because I wanted to be able to take it back if it didn't perform like it was supposed to, and it did not. And maybe I'll just leave that video right down below. I took it back. So this copper chef, the egg omelet I fixed in it stuck a little bit, I'll have to tell you, and I even used butter in it. And, no, actually, I think I used oil because I was thinking maybe butter was the problem. So the omelet did stick, but not as bad as it did on that little skillet I bought. But it did stick a little, y'all. I'll have to be honest. But the main thing I noticed is that, you know, on TV they show that you can cook like 4 French toast and all that in this, and it's square and it fits and all that. But the problem is it doesn't cook as well on these little corners. The round circle here, it cooks great. Let me find that magnet again. Let me see if it sticks to that little part. See, it won't even stick to that outer little edge there. But it will stick there, yeah. So anyway, it doesn't cook quite as evenly as they show on TV. I'll have to tell y'all that. And here's the other thing. It does require a little bit of a learning curve, because I found that it cooks faster than either gas or those electric coils or a glass cooktop. So there's a little bit of a learning curve there. So what I'm going to do today is try to fix some chicken and dumplings. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I'm going to just start out on medium, which is 275. And now it's on. There's a little fan in the back, I guess, that keeps it cool. So what I'm going to do is put some butter in the bottom of it, a little bit. And just see, it's already melting. It really is, I'll have to say this about it, it is super fast, just super fast. And Mr. Bucky wanted to get this mainly because he wanted it for the RV. And I agree, it would be good for the RV. Now, when you turn it on, you can actually see that middle section bow up a little bit. So, I've already got my chicken cut up. This is 2 very large chicken breasts, and I put a little bit of the Old Bay seasoning on it. And remember, we're going to do chicken dumplings, but I want to brown this, not brown it, but just cook it a little bit. Now here, see how fast it got hot? And my experience has been you have to actually turn it down to low because it cooks pretty hot. Spread that chicken out. And I do leave a little bit of the fat on the chicken breast just for the flavor. And especially when you're using the skinless chicken breast, which is what these are. Now, I'm also going to make some wet dumplings. I had a viewer wrote in and said, oh, you could make your life so much easier if you just dip the dumplings out of the bowl with a spoon and put them in. And I have done that before. And I mean, there are a lot of different types of dumplings. So today we're going to do what I call wet dumplings. They're much easier, of course, than making them the other ways I've made them, but we're going to do that today. Okay, this already smells good. Now, the temperature on this says, right down here, let me move y'all and show you. Sorry for the jiggling. See, it says 275. Now, you would think, well, that wouldn't be hot enough to actually cook this chicken, but it actually is. And you can lower the temperature by doing that, or you can raise the temperature there. So what you do is just cut it on, and then put, you can either push warm, low, medium, high, or sear. Now don't dare do sear, because based on what I've done before, that would definitely be too hot. You can also use the timer. Now I've never used that. So anyway, let me move y'all back. Yeah. So here we are. It's already smelling pretty good. Now that little fan in the back kind of runs all the time. So it was interesting to find out that this is steel, because it doesn't have any aluminum in it, because see, that sticks to it like a magnet, because that's what it is. So anyway, you have to be careful when you were getting pots to go on this type of induction burner. Now I know some of y'all actually have, your cooktop is all induction. And I know that it definitely cooks faster. I can see that it would for sure use less electricity. But the main reason Mr. Bucky wanted me to have this is because of the RB. And I can see that it would definitely work. Now the fried biscuits I fixed turned out really well, except for the ones in the corner didn't quite brown as much as I would have wanted them to. But I can see that if I fix a few of the fried biscuits, just a small amount, in this little cast iron skillet, it would work great. Yeah. Alright y'all, so I'm going to finish cooking the chicken, and I'm going to add some water to it and let it boil for a little while, so we'll be back. Alright, I came back because I wanted to show y'all what I meant about cooking in the middle. Can y'all see the boiling is right in that area? It's not boiling on the sides, just around the middle there. Alright, so we're going to let this cook maybe about 20 minutes, and then we're going to make the dumplings, and we'll be right back when that after the chicken is for sure done. We'll be back. Alright, the chicken is done now, and I'm ready to make the wet dumplings. So I've got my glove on because I'm going to use my hand. So this is 1.5 cups of self-rising flour, and I added 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder just to make them fluffier. And this is 3 tablespoons of shredded butter. Now I shredded the butter just so it would get to room temperature pretty quick. So we're just going to mix that in. Now we'll put this recipe down below in the description. Alright, so we're just going to mix that butter in. Now remember, it's all softened because I shredded it. And now I'm going to add some buttermilk. Now I'm going to add, I've got 3/4 of a cup, so I'm not sure how much we'll need to make it the right consistency. So we're just going to start pouring it in. So that's probably half a cup right there of whole milk buttermilk, or you could use regular plain whole milk. And I'm going to need just a little bit more. So depending on your flour and how quickly it absorbs the liquid, I would say not quite 3/4 of a cup of flour, just a little bit less. Now I want all that flour to get into the dough here. Now with the self-rising flour, it's already got salt in it and baking powder. And so you really don't have to add any extra salt. Alright, now there it is, and it's wet, okay? So I'll take my glove off now. And again, we used a little less than 3/4 of a cup, so I'm going to say 3/4, a little less will work. Alright. I wrote that down so I can be sure and get it accurate when I do it in the description. Alright, so we have got our chicken. It's completely done now. Let me turn this up a little bit. In fact, let's move y'all over a little bit. There. Alright. So I've got my induction burner on 190. But, as you can see, it's clearly doing a lot of boiling there. So clearly it's higher than 190 actually in the skillet. So now I've got me a little bowl of water with just a regular teaspoon in there, just a table teaspoon, and I'm just going to take it by teaspoonful and drop the dumplings in. And yes, this is much easier than rolling dumplings out. You do want to make sure that your water is boiling. So I'll turn that up a little bit. I'll turn it up to 220 just to make sure. You just don't have to do them accurately or anything, just plop them in there. And they're kind of sitting up on top of the chicken. course, these are going to expand quite a bit. And they'll also make the water in there more like almost a gravy texture. Get them all in, and then I'm going to put that lid on and let them cook for about 20 minutes. And the only other thing that I used was I used some of the Old Bay spice on the chicken. Alright, just dropped them in. Alright, going to put the lid on. Just let them cook for about 20 minutes and we'll be back. Alright, our wet dumplings are done now. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. This handle does get a little hot, y'all, I'll have to tell you. Right there's what they look like. And see, it's made sort of the creaminess. Uh-oh, my lens is all fogged up. Hold on. Alright, I had to clean my lens off there. And what I want to do is take one of these out and show you what it looks like on the inside. I'll just take this one right here. It's going to be light and fluffy on the inside. See there? Yeah. Alright, so we are ready to eat now. We're having steamed kale and some hot Harvard beets with this. So again, this was mainly to show y'all the Copper Chef. Let me move you a little closer and let you see. Turned out pretty good. There is quite an adjustment when you do the numbers down here. Like it mostly cooked on down here what said 190, but clearly it was boiling. Now on the dumplings, you want to make sure you leave your lid on the dumplings for at least 20 minutes without lifting it off for any reason, and your dumplings should turn out great. Alright y'all, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.